All right. Well, good evening or good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this recording, because we do this live and we do it recorded. But I want to say good evening to you. My name is Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt. And for those that don't know, everybody calls me Dr. Roz. I am the CEO of Dream to Life Productions and Ministry. I'm a wife, a musician, a videographer. God has blessed me to do a number of things, but what I'm most proud of is I have two doctorates. I'm not a medical doctor, no, but I am a certified wellness coach here at Akana. But do have two doctorates. One's in theology and one is in divinity. I'm a licensed insurance agent, as well as what I love to do more than anything else is to teach and to motivate and to inspire. That's my passion. I am a network marketer, licensed insurance agent, and I am the VP of communication here at Akana. Well, I said the name Akana, right? You didn't know what that was, but that's the name of our company, and it means in the hands of God. Matter of fact, we launched our company on April 20th, 2019. And we started with a line of CBD products, essential oils, and wellness line in 2020. And then we grew some more in 2021 when we introduced something you're going to hear about tonight, the flat belly lifestyle. Yes, you heard me right. The flat belly lifestyle. We actually have more than 28,000 customers, and we're proud that we reinvest 1% of our gross profits to empower undeserved communities. We have a full medical advisory board. This is important because these doctors and their PhDs and DDs and MDs and naturopaths and RNs and LVNs and chiropractors, all of these doctors are on our medical advisory board, but they don't just advise us, they don't just endorse us, but they use our products for themselves, for their families, as well as for their patients. Now, I'm going to give you a few facts before we jump into this analysis tonight, but I want to remind you, or you've probably heard this before, that the number one cause of death is heart disease. They call it the silent killer. But here's what most of us don't recognize, that in 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from heart disease in the United States, and for about 25% of them, the first time they found out that they had heart disease was at death. That's atrocious. See, because 90% of that heart disease was preventable. Did you hear what I said? It was preventable. Then the second leading cause of death is cancer. Third leading cause of death, as it is now, is COVID-19. But you would be really surprised to know that prior to that, the third leading cause of death was what? Medical error. Yeah, medical error in hospitals and medical facilities could have been the third leading cause of death because it happens over and over again. And most of us don't understand that we are doing it to ourselves. Our CEO, Melissa Boston, calls it suicide. She coined that phrase, that we're digging our graves with our fork. We're actually committing suicide with our fork because of what? The over amount of animal protein, the indulgence in processed food, salt and sugar, and sedentary lives. I remember coming up as a kid, the one thing that I looked forward to when I got home from school was to go outside and play. Not these days. The kids are sitting right there in front of their computers. We're doing it ourselves. We're not up in movement. And I tell people all the time, it's not about how much you do. It's just about getting some movement in your life. Too much animal protein, it impairs our kidneys and our organs and our cells. And it is the contributing factor to faster aging, cancer, heart disease, and obesity. People tell me all the time, well, my mama had it, my grandmama had it, and my great grandmother had it, so I'm just destined to have it because it's in my DNA. Well, I beg to differ for that tonight, because what's usually in our DNA is that we eat like they ate, so we have what they have. And that's why Dr. Oz even coined it like this: our genetics load the gun, but our lifestyle pulls the trigger. Now, as I said earlier, me personally, I'm not a medical doctor. My doctor's in theology, but I love to let you hear from the voice of medical doctors or from wellness experts and hear what they have to say about what we're going to be discussing tonight. Check this out.
2/3 of adults are now overweight or obese, and we have an epidemic cascade of debilitating disease that's overcoming the country. There's no way we can sustain the current style of care with the epidemic that we're creating with our diet and lifestyle choices.
The diabetes, the arthritis, the heart disease, the dementia, the obesity, the cancers are affecting about 70% of deaths. All the data is that those 70% of deaths and morbidity are largely lifestyle related and preventable.
Most kids by age 10 in the US already have fatty streaks in their arteries, the first stage of atherosclerosis leading to heart attacks, strokes.
Here in American medicine, we operate from the disease model. We are in the business of treating sick people. We are not in the business of trying to prevent people from becoming sick.
When you look at chronic disease risk, all the things that we walk around worrying about, actually dietary choices trump smoking when it comes to those risks.
If I could deliver one message to the researchers who are looking for the cause of diabetes and the cause of clogged arteries and the cause of high blood pressure and the cause of obesity, I would tell them the answer's in 3 words. It's the food. It's what Americans are eating.
Did you hear what he said? Now that's a medical doctor talking about. It's in 3 words. The cause of diabetes, the cause of cancer, the cause of high blood pressure, it's the food. So that's why I get excited every time I sit down with a client that sits beside me and blesses us by taking the bioscan. That 2-minute scan that you probably took with that wand in your hand because you were making up in your mind that you were not going to wait for the crisis. Just a handheld wand, non-invasive, no radiation. It's based on Eastern medicine, and it only took less than 2 minutes. And guess what? It has an 85 to 95% accuracy rate, and it's not something new. No, it didn't just come on the scene. It's been around for over 40 years. It's based on looking at the cells of your body. We learned that stuff in school, or maybe we heard about it. Maybe we didn't listen that day. Maybe we were taking a nap. But the human body is made up of trillions of cells, and those cells, they do what? They grow, they split, they regenerate, they die. They grow, they split, they regenerate, they die. There's this cycle, and every about 15 years with all of them, some are sooner than others, but let's just say a 15-year span, you're supposed to be getting younger, not older, biologically. And those are the signals. And so these signals determine whether the body is healthy or unhealthy. When you sat down with the bioscan, that's exactly what was registering the energy of those cells, letting us know where you are in the progression of disease, because guess what? All disease is progressive. Nobody has high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, whatever it is, sickle cell, lupus, overnight. They have it over time. So now let's go to the report. Hopefully by now you have your report in your hand, whether you have it printed physically, or maybe you have it on your phone where you took pictures of it. But on that report, one of those columns, that very first column, lists the things that were tested. The second column gives us the normal range, where we would all like to be. The third column are your actual measurements. No, this was not a generic kind of test. This was directly related to you. That's why you have to fill out some paperwork about you. And then the fourth column has colors, and that's what we're going to focus on tonight, the colors. The green, the blue, the yellow, and the red. The green stands for normal, the blue, mildly abnormal, yellow, moderately abnormal, and red, severely abnormal. Now, you'll also hear me say the term out of balance. See, when it's abnormal or out of balance, it doesn't mean that's disease. It just means you're going in the wrong direction. And so wouldn't you want to know if you're going in the wrong direction, if you're headed towards, see, I don't want to just be told that I have something, or I have heart disease, or I have cancer. I want to know, when did it start? Or if I'm going in the direction, does it look like I'm going there? Because guess what I can do? Reverse it. That's what's most important, is me being able to reverse whatever is taking place in my body. Now, you also see some colors on the left side of the green and on the right side of the green. So you've got blue, yellow, and red on the left, blue, yellow, and red on the right. On the left, it means there's a decrease, or that particular item is not working as efficiently as it should. And then there's some things on the right, which means that is an increase, or it's overworking. So here we go. The first report, cardiovascular and cerebrovascular. That means your heart and your brain. If you look at this report, everything from the top all the way to 2 from the bottom deals with the heart. The last 2 are the brain. The second column, as I said earlier, is the normal range, your measurements, but now let's go to those colors. And now you're looking at your report. So now I'm going to pair a few things together because usually when you see one of them up or one of them down, they'll be together like that in many, many cases. So let's look at this number 1 and number 3, blood viscosity and blood fat. Looking at your report, where is it? It's probably on the right. If it's not in the green, it's to the right, in the blue, the yellow, or the red. Now, blood viscosity means thickness of your blood. Your blood is thicker than it needs to, so it's not flowing as flowing as we'd like for it to because it's too thick. And if you're in the red, more than likely, you're already on blood thinner. But you wonder why. They got you on blood thinner, but does anybody explain to you why you're on blood thinner? What's causing that? Well, that's that third thing, blood fat, fatty tissues. Fatty tissues, they come from our diet. It's the toxins that are in the blood. It's like having a clogged drain. If you have a clogged drain in your home, does the water flow freely? No, it goes slower than it should because it's clogged up. Same thing happens with our blood. And so that means we need to do what? Get that stuff out of the blood. You're going to hear us talking about that. You'll hear me say the terminology cleansing and detoxing, getting the toxins out. That's the solution. That's what's going to help causing that to take place. And all of a sudden you find yourself not having to be on those blood thinners as to the degree that you're on. Now, we never ask anybody to get off their medication, but we want to see you do better. We want to see you improve to the point where the doctor has to say to you, look, you don't need that much anymore, or you don't even need this anymore. That's the kind of message we want to hear. So that blood viscosity and those fatty tissues. Now, in the middle, we see cholesterol crystal. That means if it's to the right, blue, yellow, or red, that you are very high or higher than we need you to be in your cholesterol intake. Too much cholesterol going traveling through your blood. Again, that's dirty blood going clogging you up. And it's because of the food. Didn't he say it? It's the food, it's the food, it's the food. Are you that person that loves your bacon every day? You're eating the chicken, the pizza, the fried foods, oh my God, you got to have that donut. Well, let me tell you, all of these and so many more things are cholesterol-rich foods. And don't let me forget to show you this picture as well, right? Then we've got vascular resistance. Now, this is where we're talking about blood pressure. How many of you know that there are people all over the world that have high blood pressure in our communities, and we don't understand why? We just know they give us medication for it. My father was on high blood pressure all of his adult life. But guess what? There is another solution. Because high blood pressure is nothing more than that plaque buildup around the walls of the arteries. Atherosclerosis is the actual terminology for it. Now, if that's packed, the walls of those arteries are packed like that, and the blood still has to flow through because God's going to keep you alive, what does it have to do? Because a certain amount of blood has to come through to keep you functioning, right? So it's got to push harder. And the harder it pushes, it raises the blood pressure. And if it gets clogged or blocked, like that fourth circle, that's called a heart attack or a stroke. So we want to make sure that we get that plaque buildup out of those arteries. We've got to decrease that. We've got to remove those. And you're going to hear how we have solutions and things to assist you in removing the plaque that's surrounding the walls of those arteries. Another thing that can cause this is stress. Oh my goodness. Yes, the stress that we live with, the stress of people in our lives, the stress of our jobs, the stress of that we're intaking because of the loss of loved ones, of things we've not dealt with. All of these are silent killers, and it can cause that plaque to build up around the arteries. So let's get this out. Let's cleanse this out, especially if you're looking at the yellow and the red. Blue means you're just starting to get, clogged up there. Yellow, yeah, you're a little further down the road. And red is something we need to assess immediately. The next three items that you see are vascular elasticity, coronary artery elasticity and cerebral blood vessel elasticity. Now, what's the common denominator? The word elasticity. Your blood vessel is supposed to be elastic like a rubber band, so that the blood can flow through and all the nutrients and oxygen that the blood takes to us, to our heart. But when plaque builds up, you see on that second picture, that blood vessel begins to harden. And many of us have heard the terminology hardening of the arteries. My mother had hardening of the arteries. And if it gets too hard, there it goes. Third picture, it breaks. That's called heart attack or a stroke. And she had had 3 heart attacks and 2 strokes in her lifetime. So that's what happened. That blood vessel broke, and then they have to repair that back. So now what do? What's the solution? You heard it right. Remove the plaque. Detox, cleanse, get that plaque out, and move yourself back to a healthy blood vessel. Yes, the medication puts a Band-Aid on it, but it does not, and it silences the signal, so we don't even know we still have a problem because we don't hear the signal anymore. We don't receive the signal anymore. But now, when we get rid of that plaque, we're back to a healthy, elastic blood vessel. Now, you said there were 3 of them, right? Vascular elasticity means it's around the heart. Those are blood vessels around the heart. Coronary artery elasticity, that word coronary means on the heart. That means that's a blood vessel on the heart. So you're looking at your report and you're to the left in the blue, the yellow, or the red. If it's the vascular elasticity, it's around your heart. If it's the coronary artery, it's on the heart. And if it's the cerebral blood vessel, it's on the brain. So guess what? On the heart, we need to get that elasticity back where it needs to be, remove that plaque. On the brain, we've definitely got to cleanse those arteries and use a whole cleanse to get rid of that plaque buildup that's causing the hardening of the arteries. The next thing we're looking at is the myocardial blood demand. Looking at your chart, looking at your report. Is it in the blue, the yellow, or the red? If it's not in the green, it's to the right. Every 60 seconds, the heart demands a certain amount of blood to get to the heart. Every 60 seconds. So guess what? It's to the right. It's working harder than it should. Why is it working harder than it should? Probably because if it's in the yellow or the red, it's because of what you've already seen regarding the elasticity, regarding the vascular resistance. See, it's just the way our bodies are wonderfully made. When something's on the left, something's on the right to if it's not working efficiently, something has to work harder just to keep you functioning. So myocardial blood demand is working harder than it is just to get those nutrients and oxygen to the blood, through the blood, every 60 seconds. And that's why people tend to feel when that's up too high, they're feeling those chest pains, not knowing what it is, just feeling chest pains, relaxing a while, saying, okay, I'm all right now. But no, you're not all right. We need to get the plaque out of those blood vessels. Myocardial blood perfusion volume. It's about the volume. It's about the flow of blood. When that is not working as efficiently as it should, because it's carrying all that trash, it's carrying all those things, guess what? Now that artery ends up at some point being compromised. And so we need to make sure that we cleanse all of these blood vessels in the areas of our heart so that we can get the nutrients and oxygen, because oxygen, the lack of oxygen, is one of the leading causes of disease. Not having enough nutrients in our blood is one of the leading causes of these. Parasites and mucus buildup. These are the leading causes of disease. And this myocardial oxygen consumption. Do you not know that every single time your heart beats, every time it contracts, a certain amount of consumption is supposed to take place? Yes, a certain number of nutrients and oxygen is supposed to flow through your blood vessels. And when it's not doing it correctly, when it's not when the perfusion on the left is less than it needs to be, guess what? On the right, it has to work harder than it should. Now, stroke volume doesn't mean you're having a stroke. Every time the heart contracts, that represents a stroke. 1 stroke, 2 stroke, 3 stroke. Looking at your report, where are you? In the blue, in the yellow, or in the red? That means you're not stroking as efficiently as you should. And if you're in the yellow and the red especially, guess what you need to do? We need to get you on the treadmill. We need to get you on a bicycle, because even that left ventricular pump power, same thing, has to do with how healthy your heart is. But it's an easy fix. Yes, it's exercise. It's cardiovascular activity. And you may tell me, well, I'm doing some exercise. Well, I need you to step it up a little bit. I need you to do something that's intense. I need you to change it up. If you're riding a bicycle on a certain pace, I need you to speed that up. If you're walking and taking a walk around your neighborhood, every now and then I need you to do brisk walking. So your heart says, "Ooh, what are you doing? I've got to work harder. That's kind of erratic." And it changes up. It's called HIIT, high intensity. So the heart doesn't get used to a certain pace. And the more you do that, the healthier your heart is. Left ventricular ejection impedance. That word impedance means blockage. And you're looking at your report and you probably see that if it's not in the green, in the blue, the yellow, or the red on the right. See, the job of the left ventricle is to get blood to the rest of the body. You ever had those veins? You look like you're not getting any blood down there in your legs, and your legs are turning colors, your feet are turning colors, you're just not getting blood flow. You're feeling numbness to the areas of certain areas of your body. Well, the left ventricle's job is to get the blood flow to those other areas of the body. But if there's an impedance, if there is a blockage, just like your faucet, what do you do when your kitchen faucet is clogged? You get a plunger. What do? You get some Drano. What do we do in our body? Absolutely nothing. We just live with it, but we don't have to. We have to cleanse. We have to get these toxins out of our body. We have to get this mucus out of our body, and so that the blood can flow freely. Coronary perfusion pressure. Remember I said that word coronary means on the heart? Yes, it means on the heart. The left coronary, the right coronary, all of these arteries, there's pressure that when they're not functioning properly up against those walls of your arteries. And so the answer, the same solution, I'm gonna say it over and over again, is to cleanse and detox. And last but not least is brain tissue blood supply status. That one kind of is self-explanatory. Brain tissue blood supply. Are we getting the proper blood supply to the brain? Have you ever talked to somebody on the phone one day and the next day you found out they had a heart attack, or they had a stroke, or they had an aneurysm? They looked the picture of health. It just happened in the news recently with LeBron James' son, young man, picture of health, in college, playing basketball, but did not know what was taking place in his blood vessels, in his arteries, and caused him to have a cardiac arrest. And we see that happening over and over again because we are not told what's taking place before the crisis. So if you're looking at your report and it's on the left and the brain status, we need to cleanse that particular area. And guess what? The cleanse will do just that. Now, our next report is related to your gut. It's about gut health, gastrointestinal function. Now, here's something about our gut. Why is this important? Because 70% of our immune system is in our gut. If we had better gut health, we would not be as fearful and frantic during this pandemic as we are, because guess what? 70% of the immune system, it would not be compromised. People would not be in a position that they're so easily catching it or being on ventilators after they get it because their gut is not in good health. And it starts with pepsin secretion. Now let's look at your report. This is going to be on the left if it's not in the green. Is it in the blue? Is it in the yellow? Or is it in the red? Well, what is pepsin? Pepsin is an enzyme. And this enzyme, the job of this enzyme is to break down your protein in your food during digestion. I mean, in other words, it's the one that's chewing for you, because first and foremost, we don't chew enough. Yep. We gulp, we're eating really fast. We're already eating on the go. And so now we digest our food, but something inside of us, because it doesn't come out you whole. You ate a whole piece, you ate a big old piece of apple, big old piece of steak, big old piece of chicken, but it doesn't come out your body like that. So who's doing the work? The pepsin is doing the work. Who gets tired? Pepsin gets tired. And when pepsin gets tired because it's been overworked, because we're overindulging in animal protein, guess what happens? We're digestion problems. We are having bowel problems. We are stopped up, constipation, and all of these things are taking place, feeling bloated here and all this, because just this enzyme is saying, I'm tired of working, I'm tired of working. And so now it's not working, it's functioning as properly as it should. Gastric peristalsis. Peristalsis is a muscle. And you're looking at your report and you see it on the left, right? That muscle is the muscle that's moving the food down to our anus. So now you wonder why you're feeling the bloated thing, you know, or either you've got food coming in and the food says, oh, I can't even get through here, because peristalsis is tired too. Pepsin is tired, peristalsis is tired, so the food is backing up, and you call that what? Acid reflux. But there's food just sitting in the walls of our intestines because we have not digested it properly, mainly because we have not been taught about digestion. The Mayo Clinic says it takes about 36 hours for food to move through the entire colon. Please tell me who's on this call that listens and that doesn't wait or waits 36 hours before you eat again. No, you eat multiple times within a 36-hour period of time. And so the food has not digested. And then we don't know how long it takes food to digest. Everything, every single thing that we eat has its own period of digestion. And our intestines function this way. So let's just say you eat some strawberries or some fruit on your plate. You know, you garnish it, got it looking really good. And then you eat some rice or some potatoes. And then you eat some steak. Well, guess what your digestive tract says? Hello, fruit. Easy. Let's digest that. Uh-oh, here comes rice. Slow down, hold up, fruit. You can't go anywhere yet. I've got to work on this rice because it takes it longer. Oh, wait a minute. In the middle of me doing the rice and the potatoes, here comes the meat. Here comes the chicken or the beef or the pork. And it takes it longer. So now it gives its attention to that. And all the rest of that sits there on the walls of our digestive tract. And that's why we have so many pounds of waste, 10 to 12 pounds of waste just sitting on the walls of our intestines that we've never, ever digested. And you wonder why you got gut problems. See, part of it, so much of it is our lack of knowledge. This blew me away when I found out about it, why this happens. Because our normal body temperature is 98.5, 98.6. So here's the fact. Any animal temperature that's higher than ours, it causes our body to work harder to break down the protein and the oils of that particular animal. See, so it stays in your body longer because it's higher. It has a normal higher body temperature than ours. So the cow, see that? Higher body temperature than ours. The pig, even higher. The turkey, even higher. Now you understand why you get tired and get sleepy during Thanksgiving dinner, because it's not because of what you think it is. It's because of that digestion. It's having to work so hard. So the body is exerting energy and it gets tired and you go to sleep because you're just trying to digest. The chicken, oh, can you believe that? It's higher than all of those. And then there's the fish. So that explains a whole lot. Why maybe it's easier to be a pescatarian, because the fish's body temperature is lower than our normal body temperature. Therefore, it's easier to digest. So now, pepsin, peristalsis, and the next one is absorption. So many times people are taking pills and medications and things, and if your absorption is over there to the left and you're not absorbing those particular things efficiently, guess what? The whole pill might be in the stool. Foods, it hinders the nutrients to get through the bloodstream, causing allergies and colds and deficiencies because of the kinds of foods that we eat that really don't help. They help, all they do help is build up mucus buildup. And we've been taught error. We've been taught milk does the body good. No. Milk causes all of this intestinal mucus buildup. Remember I said over time. Think about all the milk and all the cheese and all the other stuff that we've been eating and drinking that's been building up mucus. And here's the solution. I'm always going to give you the solution. I'm always going to give you the good news is that we've got to get it out. We've got to cleanse it and we've got to detox our bodies. So now you're going to hear these same words over and over again, the pepsin, the peristalsis, the absorption. So it works the same way in the small intestine. So you're looking at your report and you're seeing now, you checked out the gastrointestinal area in those particular areas. And now you're talking about the small intestines. Where is it? In the blue, the yellow, or the red? Is your peristalsis tired of working? Are you not absorbing in your small intestines? Large intestines, that's our next report. The large intestines or our colon, same functioning, the peristalsis and the colonic absorption coefficient. Looking at your report, is it on the left? Are you in the yellow? Are you in the red? Then it means that now it's in your colon area that you are not breaking down your food good. That muscle is not moving your food good. And so that's why you are feeling, because see, if you took your intestines and pulled it out, it would be the length of a quarter of a football field, but it's not that long. It's not straight out like that. It's all shaped, and so that's why that food has to travel, and we're causing more problems because we're overexerting. We're overexerting the peristalsis because we're overeating in animal protein. And then we're causing us to have so much intestinal bacteria. Looking at your report on the left, where is your report? In the blue, the yellow, or the red? Meaning, don't shoot the messenger. If this is your diet, if there's so much stress in your life, the alcohol, the coffee, the tobacco, all these things are causing intestinal bacteria to take place within our colon. And then the room that we need in that colon or in the large intestines is only so large. So it puts pressure on the walls. And then you feel that pressure through just feeling like, oh, what's going on? I just feel so bloated. Because it's trying to move through the stool, through the intestines. The pressure that moves stool through the intestines is that intestinal pressure. And excessive pressure causes the constipation, irritable bowel syndrome. The inadequate pressure contributes to what? Diarrhea and incomplete evacuation. You just keep going, you never get rid of, you're just getting a little bit at a time evacuating. All right, liver. Turn to your liver report. Now, this report here to me is just really almost, in my viewpoint, the most important because it explains so much. It explains what's happening in the heart. It explains what's happening in so many other areas of your body and your brain because you're allowing trash. That's what I'm gonna call it, trash. When I talk about trash, I'm talking about toxins and mucus and parasites from our animal protein. One of our doctors says you take a piece of meat from the store, put it in your sink and pour Coca-Cola on it, and you see stuff, critters, worms, parasites coming out of it. If it's coming out of it, it's going inside of us. So your liver function has everything to do with your protein metabolism, your energy production function, and your detoxification function. That's why we have to have our liver in better control, and we have to detox our liver, and then bile secretion, because the job of the liver is to filter the blood. Now you have a vehicle, right? And every 3,000 or so miles, your car, your truck, you change the oil and you change the oil filter. Now, what if you didn't change the filter and just change the oil and sent the clean oil through a dirty filter? Guess what? You still have dirty oil. Well, that same thing is happening in our bodies because the job of the liver is to filter the blood. See, the life of the flesh is in the blood, but we need clean blood, not dirty blood. And when blood has toxins and chemicals and all these things flowing through it, it's blocking it. It's causing the oxygen not to flow. It's causing the nutrients not to flow. And the liver is supposed to clean it out, but now it's letting it travel. So now it's traveling to our heart. It's traveling to our brain. And then bile secretion, this function by itself, it's supposed to be producing bile. Your liver produces bile. Bile is a greenish yellow fluid that plays a crucial role in digestion. And 85% of bile is made from water. All you non-water drinkers, don't shoot the messenger. Let me tell you something. You got to increase your intake of water. Bitters are great at stimulating the bile production. And you can choose from even the dark green leafy vegetables. And I'm the person that doesn't like bitter foods. But listen, some cultures, that's a part of their diet. And that's a part of a healthy diet. Things like beetroot, artichokes, pickles, drinks such as roasted dandelion root tea, lemon tea, celery juice, so many other things that help in bile production. Looking at your report, if it's over on the left, we need to increase your bile production. And it starts with that water. And then the last one, here's my favorite, liver fat content. Every time I sit down with a person, 95% or more of people that I do a scan with have what's called a fatty liver. If you're not in the green and you're in the blue, the yellow, or the red, we need to address this. And people will tell me, my doctor told me I had a fatty liver, and I'll say, well, what did he tell you to do about it? He said, we're going to watch it. Watch it? We're going to watch it progress to become fibrosis of the liver. We're going to watch it until it's cirrhosis of the liver. Because I know if you're like me, I was always taught that the only person that had cirrhosis of the liver are those who are alcoholics. But this is called the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And it is more potentially fatal as if you were drinking a bottle of vodka every day. And you're not even drinking. You're not even an alcoholic. So we don't want to watch it. No. We want to detox it. We want to cleanse it. We want to reset this liver and get it back to a healthy liver and remove these fatty deposits from our animal protein, the scar tissue that's forming, all of these things that are taking place because 80 to 100 million people in the United States have fatty livers, liver disease. So we want to make sure you're looking at your report on the right. Where are you? Most of the time, if a person is in the yellow or the red, this is the one reason, if for nothing else that I've talked about tonight, this is the one reason we've got to do a cleanse and detox your body.
Listen.
The next thing we're going to look at is our kidneys. The kidneys, all right? So the kidneys is the whole part of the kidneys, and you'll see all of this is about filtration. And one of the things that destroys and does so much damage to the kidneys is medication. Yep, I mean, I said it, medication. My father, when he passed away, he was on dialysis. He was on dialysis as a result of taking blood pressure medicine, although he did eat fried foods and he had some things in his diet. But blood pressure medicine, all his adult life, over time, did damage to his kidneys. And if you'll look in your neighborhoods, you've got fast food restaurants everywhere, within the blocks. And then down the street is a dialysis center. And they're popping up more and more. Now they're mobile. They'll come to your house. Because why? Our kidneys are starting to not function because of the chemicals that are doing damage to those kidneys, as well as the excess animal protein. When you look at that uric acid, look at that second one. If your uric acid is over there in the yellow or the red, especially if it's in the red, you have excess uric acid, you've got too much animal protein, and uric acid crystallizes, gets in the joints, goes down to your big toe, and it's called gout. It's called gout. And if you're in the red, you've probably already experienced gout, or you've got symptoms that have led you, that are leading you in that direction. So listen, the thing about this report, if you see something in the blue, don't just say, okay, fantastic, I'm all in the blue. Well, it's starting to go in the wrong direction. So that's the beauty. Now we can turn this around before it even gets there. But if we don't do anything, and it's in the yellow, this time next year, this time 3 years from now, I don't know what the time is on this. It could be a month, 3 months, 3 years, or 3 minutes. But what we've got to do is to make sure that we do something about it. Don't just see it and not think that it's not going to keep progressing in the wrong direction. Even the proteinuria, when you have excess protein, too much protein, listen, that's not just the beef. That's the beef, the chicken, the turkey. I just showed you all those different animals. If it's got eyes, too much, it flows over into our urine. And that's why so many people today have kidney disease. but it's in stages. Didn't I say all disease is progressive? And that's why we're so excited about this bioscan, because it shows us where we are in that level of progression, that we don't have to get there. Because the whole job of the liver is to filter. It's a filtration system. And when it's not working, what do? They put you on a man-made filtration system called dialysis. And they wait for you to get another kidney. And then when you get that kidney, now you got to take medication all the rest of your life just to keep that kidney functioning. And then our last report. Our last report is about your body being acidic or alkaline. Is your body acidic or alkaline? Have you ever heard those terms before? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Or even if you have, do you really understand what they mean? Well, I'm going to help you with that. When you go to the store and you buy a Duracell battery, it says on that battery somewhere that it's an alkaline battery. You put the battery in your player and it plays and it plays and it plays and it plays and then it plays. See, it's losing its alkalinity. Now it's acidic. It's lost its power. The same thing happens within our physical body. We lose our alkalinity because of our diet, because of the toxins. And there are so many things, ladies and gentlemen, that you can't do anything about. They're shooting up the chickens and the cows and the turkeys and all this kind of stuff. They're spraying all kind of stuff on your fruits and vegetables. But you can do something about it. You can cleanse it out. You can detox it out. And the stress. Oh, yes. I told you stress is a silent killer, but yes, you can do something about it. So let's look at this report. Is your body acidic? Is your body acidic? If you're looking at your report and you see on the left-hand side, the responsibility, the mental power, the water shortage, the hypoxia, all of these things are related to an acidic body. You're not responding, you're reacting to everything. You're going off on everybody because your body's in that acidic state. Mental power, not as sharp as you could be. Water shortage, water is supposed to be protecting the cells. Hypoxia, the oxygen level that's in your body as it relates to your cells. And then finally, the pH. Yes, where is your pH level? Now, as you notice, there's no blue and there's no yellow. It's either red or it's green. Either your body is acidic or your body is alkaline. And when it comes to this, I always like to look at the numbers, because if you're close, I want to encourage you to let you know. When you see this chart here, it's 3.003. It's just 0.1 away from being alkaline. So please make sure you look at your number and don't just say, "Ooh, I'm in the red," but look at how close you are to encourage yourself, to let you know all you've got to do is start spending more time on the right side of this spectrum. You need to spend most of your eating time at 7, 8, 9, and 10. But where do most of us live? Yep, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Somebody asked me today, does drinking alkaline water help you to become alkaline? Well, it assists in the sense of it's what you should do, but it does not remove the acid. So what do we have to do? We got to cleanse. We got to cleanse. We got to detox. It becomes a lifestyle. That's why we call it flat belly lifestyle, because it's not one and done. No, it's something you got to do on a regular basis, at least twice a year. And depending on what kind you do, how many days you do, you may do it 4 times a year. But guess what? We need to get away from, where do you spend most of your time? Look at are you in 3? Is that where you live? Are you 4, 5, 6? Then you're putting your body in an acidic state. And why is that so important? Because disease thrives in an acidic environment, but it cannot dwell in an alkaline environment. So those disease cells have to die if we push ourselves and tell our bodies to stay over here on 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here's my message. Let's stop eating the crap. Let's stop eating the carbonated drinks, the refined sugars, the artificial foods. Oh, I know we enjoy them, but they're not good for us. And so all I want you to do tonight, as you've listened to this, is heed to the warning. I live in Houston, Texas, and we get hurricanes, and when the hurricane warnings come, we do something. Even if the hurricane does not come, we go to the store, we buy more groceries, we buy things that we can eat without electricity, we buy batteries, we board up the windows, we do something. Hurricane may not even come, but we don't hear the warning and do nothing. Some of us leave town. So I'm saying to you, do something. Flush your body. Flush your body with the cleanse, and let's get the toxins and the mucus and the waste and the parasites and the plaque out. Let's get them out by juicing and eating fruits and eating vegetables. So now let's get into the details of how we do it. I want to introduce you to a lady that I admire and I respect highly. I love her, love her, love her, love her to life. She's a mother, grandmother. She's an entrepreneur. She's an econopreneur. And she's a certified wellness coach here at Econa. So please welcome to the stage, Miss Anna Gallagher. Miss Anna, are you there?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Right back to you, Dr. Roz, with the love. We're going to talk about 7-day refresh or 21-day reset. You select the one you want. This includes your meal plan, your grocery list, and proven products. On the refresh, for the 7-day refresh, you're going to jumpstart your healthy journey, lose unwanted pounds, and refresh the mind, the body, soul in just 7 days. Now, on your 21-day refresh, the grocery list and the proven products to help you repair, renew, and reset your mind, body, soul, and reduce belly fat and inflammation and drop the waist in 21 days. Get ready, get ready. Take our 7-day or 21-day raw cleanse. And one of the best ways to elevate your energy is by detoxifying your body. There's 4 parts to it. Step 1, the eliminator. It removes the excess mucus and parasites. It is a powder that you take every morning, 1 teaspoon in 8 ounces of water. The second part of it is the purifier. This cleanses the colon and detoxifies the body organs. This is a tea. You boil 40 to 45 ounces of water, drop the tea bag in, cover it up, let it set overnight. You drink on your first day, 4 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces in the evening before 8 p.m. And your other days, whether it's 6 or 20, you drink 4 ounces in the evening before 8 p.m. Our third step, that's going to be the regenerator. This step replenishes the vitamins and the minerals. You can add it to the raw smoothie of your choice. It's a powder, 2 teaspoons. If you're juicing, 16 ounces or 24 ounces for men, you put your two teaspoons in. Look at all the minerals and the vitamins and the herbs that's in it. Flat belly blaster hemp protein, This also can be added to your raw smoothie. The ingredients: hemp protein, coconut, palm sugar, ashwagandha root, beetroot, wheatgrass, just to name a few. And number 4, the Rona berry. They say step 4 is optional, but don't leave it out. Don't leave it out. I'm telling you all, it accelerates the weight loss, tastes delicious. This has been the most powerful superfruit discovered on the planet Earth. And you only take 1.5 ounces twice a day. It reduces inflammation, and the ORIC score is 41,000 plus. Now, you're going to say, we're talking about the standard Arona berry, and you want to know what the ORIC score is? It helps us understand how effective a berry or food is at protecting our cells from damage caused by harmful substance in our bodies. The higher the score, the better they are at keeping us healthy. So look at the Rona berry. Look at the score of it compared to the other berries. Just take a look and you'll see we on board for everything. You don't want to make it optional. You want to take it, drink it. Now we're going to hear from former Tony from South Dakota. He is our farmer who grows the Arona berry.
I was looking for something natural. I'm not into the prescription scene, and with family members that had issues in my immediate family, serious sicknesses that led to death, and so I started searching for something that was natural. And I've been looking and studying and researching antioxidants, and I came across Aronia berry, and I saw that it had the highest antioxidant rating of any other fruit on planet Earth. Anthocyanins are found in the plant world, and raspberries, they've got anthocyanins in them. Blueberries have anthocyanins in them. But in the Aronia berry, it has anywhere from 20 times to 2,000 times the anthocyanin content in Aronia is what these other fruits do. Anthocyanins are very powerful anti-inflammatories. Science has revealed that they help everything from the eye, the brain, the heart, the circulatory. It also aids in increasing the immune system, strengthen the immune system. The other thing I noticed that did is help my eyesight. For me, that was very important. And then what I saw from being able to rest a full 8 hours a night. I was a 5 to 6 hour guy, and I was able to sleep for 8 hours and had plenty of energy for the next day. And it acts as a cellular protection. I think all of our, when we talk about drugs and medicines and stuff, a lot of times we don't get to the root cause. And so we need to get to the root cause, which is at the cellular level. And Aronia is a cell protective, the compounds of Aronia are cell protective, so that when we have a mutated cell, the Aronia can actually stop it from mutating. It protects other cells to keep that mutation from invading other cells. And the other thing I noticed that for me, I think my heart rate, my blood pressure, my cholesterol levels, all those things seem to be modifying once I got on this regimen of the Aronia juice twice a day. And we always recommend that you drink that shot glass, about a half an hour before you eat a meal. Because these antioxidants, these anthocyanins and proanthocyanins and the flavonols, all these polyphenolic substances that are found in Aronia are water-soluble antioxidants, so they absorb into the system very quickly. And that's, I think, is really important to do. If you get it in while you're eating, some people like to do it like, maybe an hour after they eat, which is fine. But if you get it on an empty stomach, these compounds will absorb into your body much quicker. This study came out back in, I believe, 2009 that showed by adding a small portion of a lemon juice to the Aronia increased the absorption rate through the blood-brain barrier of these anthocyanins and proanthocyanidins. Many of our customers that have bought in the past have had to have their blood pressure medicines lowered, and their if they're on a blood thinner of some sort like a Coumadin, they've had to have that lowered because the Aronia compounds have been studied extremely large. A number of studies have shown that Aronia helps with the circulatory, with the relaxing of the blood vessels and the arteries, as well as the heart and the brain. So yes, you want to monitor that with your blood pressure and making sure that that's, stays in the range they need it to be.
Okay, everyone, what you're going to need for your juicing: alkaline water. $5 will refill with a 5-gallon jug. That's a pretty good deal. You're going to need a blender or shaker ball bottle, spinach, kale, mixed greens, or arugula salad per day with red onions, veggies, and vegan dressing. Don't forget the vegan dressing. Bananas, avocados, fresh fruits and frozen fruits, pecans, walnuts, almonds, raw almond butter, flaxseed or flaxseed oil, flat belly 7-day refresh or 21-day reset. Let's go, guys. Let's go. The stores to purchase additional items: Amazon, H-E-B, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods Market, of course, the store of your choice. Free grocery guide, free group coaching. You can't beat it. And this is what I call our Akana flat belly warriors. Everyone on here, these are not actors. These are distributors or customers that has taken the pledge and see the before and after pictures. You can't beat it, guys. You can't beat it. Now I'm going to let you hear from our CSO how she made changes in her life by doing the 21-day cleanse.
I was able to lose 14 pounds, 6 inches. And I love the way I look. I'm not gonna lie, I am loving this. But let me tell you what I love even more. I dropped my cholesterol 50 points, blood pressure stabilized. And my doctor and I had been fighting for the last 5 years because she wanted to put me on a statin, and I absolutely refused. And she told me I would never change my cholesterol, lower it by diet alone. Well, you can know how excited I felt when I had dropped it 50 points. I want to be optimally healthy until the day I just close my eyes and I'm not here anymore. I hope you join us.
Okay, back to you, Dr. Roz. Love it, love it. Guys, we all love her. We know she's our mentor, our everything when it comes to learning something about the business.
All right, Miss Anna, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so excited. Listen, fantastic job. So let's jump right into this. We're just about finished now because now it's ready for you to make a decision. And there's several decisions I want you to make. We talked about blood type. We kind of touched on that a little bit at the beginning. But do you know your blood type? Yeah, matter of fact, if you know your blood type, put it in the chat box right now. If you know your blood type. If you don't know your blood type, if you do, put A, put B, put A, B, or put O. But if you don't, I want you to put IDK. IDK. That means I don't know. See, why is it important? Because your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than your race, your culture, your geography. It is your genetic blueprint for who you are. And it will help you know how to live a healthy life because one person's food is another man's poison. You could very likely be eating something that is toxic to your blood type. And that's what's causing the autoimmune disease. And that's what's causing the inflammation. That's what's causing you to feel bloated. So we have a blood type test. So we want you to get that blood type test. Listen, it's very easy to get back with the person that invited you here, the person that did the scan, the person that referred you here, whoever that person was, and ask them, how do I get the blood type test kit? Takes about 5 minutes for you to do. Yes, you can do it on your own if they don't help you do it, but it's very easy to do, but it will help you. And then we'll make sure that you get some information about foods that are beneficial to your blood type, things that are neutral and things that you should avoid. Here's just some samples. If you're blood type A and you eat bananas every single day, every single morning, you are finding out now, right now, why you're having some problems that you're having in your body. Because bananas are toxic to you. If you're blood type B, guess what? Shrimp is not your friend. If you're blood type O, catfish is not your friend. Avocados, not your best friend. So you should avoid those things. So again, I said the test is very simple. It's very easy to get. Everything that you need is within the testing kit. It's amazing how simple it is and how it works. So definitely get the blood type kit. Now, when we scanned you, somebody who scanned you, they either showed you 4 items or they showed you 6 items. Either one, depending on who your scan coach was. But there's so much more to our reports. And you can get the full report just for $30. I rounded off to $30 because guess what you need to know? You need to know what's going on in your gallbladder and your thyroid. You need to know what's going on in your blood sugar. You need to know which vitamins you're deficient in and which trace elements. Are you low in C and A and E, or are you low in your iron or your whatever it is, your thyroid? Yeah, you need to know if there are certain things that you're having an allergic reaction to naturally. All of these things are in our full bioscan report. And even for women, yes, you can know what's going on in your breast. And for men, you can know what's going on in your prostate. We don't want to know when it's in the crisis. I want to know if I'm headed towards the crisis. So for just $30, you can definitely request that full report. Now, let's get to the cleanse. That's what time it is now. It's time for you to get your cleanse. It's time for you to take the pledge, the 21-day or the 7-day, the reset or the refresh. And all of these comes with the either one of them, the eliminator, the purifier, the regenerator, and the hemp meal replacement. You just get enough for 7 days, or really it's a little bit more than just 7 days, or the 21 days. 21 days is $350, 7 days is $139. So you want to get back with the person that invited you and go ahead and get your products. Even if you're going to start at a certain time, go ahead and get your products so you'll be in place, so you'll be ready. And guess what you get with this? We're going to coach you through it. You're not going to do it by yourself. And then you heard Ms. Anna talk about the berry. Yeah, it's optional, but it really should not be optional, because this berry is the bomb.com. I couldn't wait till my next shipment just came yesterday, and this morning I was drinking my shot of my aronia berry. I couldn't, oh man, I was excited. But now we have several ways for you to get it. If you just want to taste it and see what it tastes like yourself for at least a short period of time, you better get this quick. We've got a flat belly starter pack for just $49, where you get one of the 25-ounce bottles and one of the 5.5-ounce packages of the flat belly blaster. That's the hemp protein. That's a meal replacement. Or you can go and get 3 bottles so you can do your whole 21 days, right? The whole 3 bottles is right there for $139. Or if you want to share it with other people, maybe you want to have a little flat belly party. Yep, you can get 2 of those juices and 1 of the protein powder for just $109. But either way, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just figure it out. And definitely you want to be a partaker of this aronia berry. You heard her say it's the #1 berry on the market. It's the #1 berry in the world. But then there's some of you that even want to take it to another level. So let's just say you chose to do the 21-day cleanse. That's what you want to do. Well, let me suggest to you, let's do the math. The 21-day cleanse is $350. Do you know that for $399, you can get the cleanse and some other products to help with pain cream? That's one of our #1 products with our company, and some gummies that really help with sleep, help with inflammation, and some sample packs to give away. And you can learn how to do those blood type testing kits yourself, becoming a basic wellness coach, and you get your own website. Yep, you heard me right. That means when people see your transformation, now they don't go to the person who told you about it, they come to you. You send them to your website, you send them your link, and now guess what? You have an additional stream of income. Or if you and your whole family are talking about doing this, maybe you're going to do 7-day cleanses. How about for $799, you get 3 7-day cleanses, plus the pain cream, plus the protein meal, plus the hempranium. By the way, that's our own proprietary formula of CBD oil, and you're getting some samples, all of this, plus that website. Listen, you're going to get over $1,400 in value, over $800 in product. That's worth the $799 all by itself. And then if you're that third person who says, I want to help other people, I want to do what you do, I want to learn how to do the scans, I've always wanted to be a wellness coach. Well, guess what? This is how you do it. The Diamond Coach Pack is the pack for you to become a wellness coach. It's just $1,499. But listen, you're going to get over $3,000 in total value, over $1,600 in product, and that's including 3 7-day cleanses, 1 21-day cleanse, and a host of other products, as well as your own website. But here's the top: you learn to be a wellness coach. Yes, you go through 6 courses from our naturopath, and you learn to become a certified wellness coach. Now, if you want to add to that, and also be able to do the scans The scan equipment does not come with this package before just an additional $500. So just round that off to about $2,100 when you give and take some. You get everything. Scan coach, wellness coach, you got it all. So that's the best way to go, because the thing what we want to do is we want to change the world through detoxing and cleansing, a flat belly lifestyle, because the detox is your opportunity to give your body a break. God made our bodies to heal itself, to make it self-cleansing, self-healing process. And the way we kick that into gear is through detoxing, resetting, and refreshing our body. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the family. We're excited to have you here tonight to elevate with Akana. So get back with the person that invited you. They've definitely got the information that you need right now to get you started, to make the changes in your life, the changes in your body. I'm telling you, I've gone through 4 different cleanses and my numbers have changed. And even after, here's the thing about it. Once you do the program, we love to do a scan later on. Say within another year, you've done 3 or 4 cleanses and then you do another scan. You know what's encouraging? To see those numbers reverse in the right direction. That's what's so powerful. And I'm excited to be able to see all of that. So definitely welcome to the family. We're excited.